The UEFA Champions League, everyone's favorite competition, for me, is actually very boring. I've been a hater of the Champions League for a while now, especially in recent years. Whenever I have shared this opinion with other people, they have looked at me like I'm crazy, but I usually am never interested in this competition. Here are a few reasons why. Reason 1, the group stage is pointless. I don't mind the knockout stages too much, but the group stage takes up the majority of the competition and it is the most boring competition to watch. Realistically, the majority of the favorites go through to the knockouts. I can't stand the fact that each team has to play 6 games. I know that it wouldn't be possible to do it any other way, but it would be much more exciting if each team just played each other once, just like in international tournaments like the World Cup. Having 6 games makes the stakes super low. A team can lose 3 games and still go through, which just makes me have no interest in this part of the competition. I think everyone is secretly also uninterested in the group stage and are just hoping that there is a group of death, which will likely end up being very boring as well. Reason 2, the knockout stage matches are too predictable. Most of the knockout stage matches in recent years have just been so one-sided. Before the leg even starts, you already know who's going to win, which is a bit disappointing when you're talking about the competition that is supposed to be the greatest club competition ever. Again, I'm talking in general. There are obviously some matchups that are very competitive and actually make for a good game, but usually the leg is over in the first game because the teams are so far apart in quality. The Champions League is held in such a high regard, but when it comes to actually watching most of the knockout matches, it's pretty unwatchable. The draw for this season just came out and it's absolutely disgusting. I just can't believe what has happened to this competition. Like, how could a neutral get excited for any of these games? At least 6 of these games will probably go the way you expect them to. Even the games that would seem like good matches, like Napoli versus Barcelona and Inter Milan versus Atletico, will probably be over in the first leg, and there will be very little team quality on display. Of course, we want bad matchups in the round of 16 so all the best teams go through. Even if all the biggest clubs are left in the competition after the round of 16, that doesn't guarantee that the games will be good and that the competition will be interesting. If we look at last season's Champions League, was it even necessary to play any of the games? Manchester City were clearly going to win it before the knockouts even started, which is crazy to say since Man City had to play 2 of the favorites on their way to the final, but they absolutely walked right through Bayern and Real Madrid, and the most exciting matchups of the competition ended up being complete duds. Reason 3, the quality of teams has decreased. This reason is kind of an overarching issue and one that has plagued football as a whole, not only the Champions League. The Champions League is meant to be a competition where the best teams all across Europe compete against each other for one of the biggest honors ever. But how many top tier teams have there actually been in recent years? I'm not denying the fact that there are still many massive clubs competing in the competition, but how many of them are actually teams that could be viewed as all-timers? The only team that is actually at their peak is Manchester City. Inter Milan is nowhere near where they used to be as an establishment, same with Barcelona. Even teams that didn't make it to the knockouts like AC Milan and Manchester United, these used to be teams that would dominate the Champions League and be a threat every time they enter the competition. Now they can't even make it to the round of 16. The overall team quality has drastically decreased, which makes for some boring and one-sided football. This has been a very popular topic recently, and it's about the idea that football has become way too robotic, which I think also ties into why I view the Champions League as boring. This used to be the competition where we see all of the best players play at their very best, but that superstar quality that players used to have has pretty much disappeared. The teams and players just don't seem to have that same fearlessness, and the game has become a bit too safe. Obviously, the game has advanced tactically, and there's nothing wrong with that. But it's also fine for fans to criticize this aspect, and that's mainly why I don't feel like there is any excitement left in most of this competition. I guess that's the end of the video. I probably forgot some things I wanted to say, but this is what I've been feeling recently when it comes to the Champions League. I guess this is also a controversial take, and I don't expect people to agree, and you don't have to. This is just my opinion, and I know how I feel about this competition. It's boring, and it has been for a while. I hope that I change my mind. I hope that this season's Champions League is the best ever, but it probably won't be. Anyway, thanks for listening to this quick rant. Tell me your thoughts in the comments below, and thanks for watching.